G'day, I'm Mark from Self Sufficient Me. I'm down the back here, just about to go and pick up some eggs in our quail pen. Got a chicken in the background, you might be able to hear her scratching around. She always hangs around me when I'm in the backyard. I've got these egg containers, picked these up online years ago. I think I had to buy 50 or so of them, but they were so cheap. I think it was about $10 for a whole lot of these. I've never was into posting or anything like that. I just use them for protection when I collect quail eggs over several days before incubating them. And our new incubator is what this video is really about. I'm calling it a quail incubator, but you could do any eggs in it, of course. But let's talk about that more in a sec. Let's just get down there and start picking up eggs. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is our quail pen. It's about, I think it's 7.2 meters long. If you have visited our channel for the first time and want to know more about keeping quail, I've got a fair few videos on it. So go back to my channel, have a check on the quail playlist. It's all out there for you. So yeah, this pen, 7.2 meters long, 2.4 meters wide. I built it as good as I could with my fairly average handyman skills. But this is quite a bit, fairly old now, and it stood the test of time. Snake proof, rodent proof, and yeah, perfect. All right, yeah. So we've got a new incubator. It's a burrito. It's a burrito. No, it's a Borotto, Italian made. And I'll have a bit of a chat about it as I pick up these quail eggs. The reason why we lashed out and got an Italian made model is because I just got fed up and sick of the Chinese ones that I was getting, the cheap Chinese incubators. They just weren't doing the job. I mean, yes, they'd do the job for about 12 months, they'd work well, and then they would just subsequently fail. Our last one really would be great if it would have continued to work, but unfortunately it didn't. What ended up happening was I switched it on to incubate some quail eggs before Christmas, and the thing got really hot on top, and it looked like it was going to overheat and have a meltdown. So I couldn't trust it inside the house. I thought for sure it was going to catch fire. So now it's off to the dump. And that was preceded by another cheap Chinese one. Now, my original incubator was a Hovabator. You're probably familiar with that name, Hovabator, a US brand. Really good incubator, but it drove me nuts because it had an old-fashioned wafer thermostat that you had to adjust manually. And the new ones do have the digital thermostat, which is much better. I don't know what the digital ones are like, but overall, being a US made product, of course, it did a really good job and it was well made. But when our Hovabator eventually died, I ended up thinking, well, I don't want a real expensive incubator. What else is on the market? And there were these, and there still are plenty of them. Well, actually, there's lots more now, Chinese made incubators. It held 48 chicken eggs, and at the time I was doing ducks and chickens. So this huge incubator held 48 eggs, seemed like a fairly good bargain. And initially it did work really well. I got a good 12 months use out of it, and then the motor died. What I ended up doing was getting another cheap Chinese incubator, a different type, and that worked again fairly good for 12 months, or several uses, until it died again. So I've given enough chances for these cheap Chinese products, and I thought I'll go back now to a branded product. And yeah, decided to go with this small Lumia 8 incubator. You know, being a backyard job and not selling quail for a living or selling eggs or anything like that, or hatching out a lot of birds, you don't need a huge incubator. So this particular incubator It only holds 8 large eggs, chicken or duck eggs, but it does hold 32 quail eggs. So essentially you can hatch out 32 quails in one hit, which is plenty. Seems that quail hatch out every 17 or 18 days. I mean, 30 quail every 2/3 of a month is pretty good. So there we go. Done well. I'm not going to put these in the incubator straight away because I've only just switched it on, and I'm going to leave it run overnight. Just check for any faults, because you don't want to be whacking these straight in the incubator for 2 reasons. First of all, the incubator mightn't be working correctly. You want to make sure that the temperature sets itself and is right and it's working properly. The other thing is, if you stick the eggs in now and you start the incubation process and they all start growing, obviously at the same time, and then something isn't quite right and you take those eggs out to fix, well then they're likely going to die. So I'm not going to start the process now. I'll wait for tomorrow, get this video out, and I'll show you the progress down the track. Alright, well that's it then. For those of you who only subscribe to my channel for the quail videos, I know it's been a long time between drinks, but I hope you enjoyed this video. For those of you who want to find out more, like I said, subscribe to the channel and also check out all my old quail videos to answer a lot of those questions that might be in your mind at the moment, because I have done quite an extensive range of videos on quail, plus questions and those types of videos. So there you go. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.